Okay, Boomer Rangers, welcome back. Remember, Ron closed down the reloading bench, but I did promise you a slug fest, and we're going to attempt to reload and shoot some of the various slugs that we made at the reloading bench before we shut it down for construction. I don't know exactly how many different rounds we're going to try today, but I think we'll start out with the Fiocchi low brass. We'll save some of the others for next week, but all of you who are getting ready for shotgun season, if you live in a shotgun state, you need to get to the range and you need to test out your ammunition. So without further ado, I got some targets out there. Let me swing it around and show you. That's the 50-yard, that's our 50-yard line here at the range. And sorry, I don't have my fluid head on here. But that's what we're going to be shooting at. So stay tuned, let me get my ears on, and we'll get back to this in just a minute. So we are going to shoot the Fiocchi low recoil shell first. And then we'll see how it goes from there, all right? Range is clear. No one else is here. Free to shoot. So I think you could see for the very first 3 shots that we took, all 3 went into bullseye. It's probably about a 2 to 2.5 inch group at 50 yards. And the last 2 shots, shots number 2 and shot number 3, I think this is as far as we can zoom in here, are actually touching each other. So that's very good accuracy from what I think to be a very good shell. So we're going to shut off for now and try a couple more different rounds, all right? It automatically shot off, but I did finish the 3-shot group on the bottom. Pretty impressive. I did have one misfire, and the second time I put it in, it went off. So it's a very old shell. Certainly wouldn't want that to happen during deer season. All right, I want to take a minute here, Rangers, to bring you up to date on a couple of things, right? I said I promised you a slug fest, and we're slugging it out here at the range. I wanted to bring something to your attention. This is a factory loading, and it's Italian, Bascieri and Palagri, B&P. This is a hefty load, 1 1/8 ounce slug with 1,500 feet per second. It was extremely accurate. But I also want to tell you that if you're doing your own reloading, you've got to be very careful when you use a slug like the BPS slug. You have to be sure that, and I wasn't as careful last time, and I'm going to see if I can find one here that's not fired. All right, so I'd have to bring this a lot closer. to the can. But my original hand loading, the one here on my right, and the factory loading is flush. perfectly flush. My load protrudes just a little bit. They recommend at BPI and some of the other places you use an overshot wad, and also make sure you seat this deep enough so that there's no tendency. What you don't want to happen when you put them on your deer hunt and you put them in your magazine, and the recoil is immense in this particular slug. Interestingly enough, the most accurate one so far was this Winchester at 1,750 feet per second. This was amazingly accurate. So why bother doing all the hand loading? Because it's a lot of fun. You can save a little bit of money, and you can customize the load to fit your gun. Maybe you're not comfortable shooting at 1,700 feet per second. You know, this was a pleasure, this Fiocchi low recoil. I'm going to use this year in the club's running deer shoot. 1,150 feet per second. You could shoot this all day long. You could shoot an entire case and go home and not have to put your shoulder on ice. You shoot this one box, you might be in therapy. This one, 3 shells, you might develop a flinch. So, once again, be careful at the reloading bench. Make sure your slug doesn't shake. Make sure it's tight. And make sure you've rolled the crimp far enough so that nothing protrudes beyond. I'm telling you, the recoil was so powerful on this that it automatically ejects the shell without even trying. So keep that in mind, all right? All right, so we're going to go to the last test of the day, and I'm not sure what I'm going to shoot next, but we're going to pick something with a little mild recoil, all right? So, boomers, Boomer Rangers, it's Ron back here. Let's remember to turn on the microphone. So we're going to go to target number 4, target number 5. Those are on the right-hand side. And we're going to try an Italian load, 1 1/8 ounce thrill shock, 1,500 feet per second. This is a pretty powerful load, and it really has a hog, a wild boar, like Chingali on the front cover. And I'm going to show you something about these loads. I think that they include the dangerous game slug that's manufactured, that we did some reloads here just recently, Gualandi from Italy. I'm pretty certain that that's where these come from. Now these are going to pack one hefty recoil, and hopefully I can handle it. But I'm going to leave the video running, and I'm going to shut off the microphone again. So you notice the first shot went just to the right of the bullseye, and the second shot was dead center in the bullseye. We've been getting fairly consistent accuracy just about every round at the 50-yard mark. Very pleased with the accuracy. Okay, so for load number 3, we're going to drop down to target number 5. That's the bottom right-hand corner, and we're going to shoot. We're going to shoot my hand loads once again with the Thug Slug this time. All right, the Thug Slug from BPI, Ballistic Products Inc. We're going to see what kind of performance we get out of these. Once again, we're going to shoot number 1, number 2, and number 3. That's the way I loaded them when I did the reloads. And that'll be with 25 grains of 25 grains of green dot. As you can see by that target on the bottom, which is target number 5, that was my best group, my best, most accurate group. And so the Thug Slug from BPI turned out to be the most accurate of the day. Okay, I'm going to shoot the, you're not going to be able to see it from here, but I'm going to shoot the American whitetail. And I'm going to, once again, I'm going to shut the microphone off so you don't hear as much noise. All right, so this is it. We're going to wrap it up. Rangers, we're going to wrap it up here. We spent about an hour and a half here shooting a variety of different ammo. What I just shot, I do not recommend doing this, but I couldn't pass up a bargain. I bought some Remington Slugger, high volume, maximum 12 gauge, 1 ounce. As you can tell, they're pretty darn accurate, but they were in such very bad condition. They were corroded. I wouldn't go on a big game hunt with something like this, but I wanted to see if they would fire, and they did. I wanted to see how accurate they were, and they were very accurate. So, at this point, the Slugfest is going to come to an end. Don't know what much I can tell you beyond this. We'll do some editing and put this out there on the channel. But if you're getting ready to go on your deer hunts, and you live in a state where they require shotguns, it's time to hit the range and do your own Slugfest, all right? We're going to see you soon. Thanks. Okay, folks, we're rolling. I just wanted to, kind of end the day here, all my fellow Boomer Rangers. Get to your reloading bench, whip up some loads, some custom loads that you can shoot well. But don't forget to buy factory. Sometimes factory loads can be as accurate, even more accurate. Just to show you, here's a very old, maybe 25, 30-year-old Remington Slugger, maximum 2 3/4 inch 12 gauge Magnum. I have no idea what the velocity of this is, but it was punishing. I'm thinking it was probably around 1900 feet per second. See how badly corroded the shells were? Somebody kept them in a damp place. Every one of these fired. There was no issues with pressure. Look at this accuracy. 50-yard accuracy with an ancient slug. So, once again, deer season's getting ready. I pulled the bee season here in Connecticut, and I also put in my permits to try to get picked down in Maryland. But I'm going to bring the Slugger. I'm going to bring my 12 gauge because that is a deer slug. That is an accurate ammo. But you can see we had some very accurate rounds here. I'm not sure which one I'm going to take, but I'm going to take the 12 gauge. Until next time, see ya.